You know, last night I was watching the A&E series on Scientology with Leah Remini. And if you haven't watched it, it's a series where they are documenting and really exposing the cult-like features of Scientology. And, you know, as I watch this series, it's amazing how many similarities there are with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, granted, the Scientologists are far more out there as far as how they try to control their people. pretty crazy the way they follow people around and try and intimidate and bully people. You know, the witnesses don't go that far, but there's so many similarities as to the elements of a cult. And it made me want to make this video so you can understand the elements of a cult-like organization. I'm making this video because when you understand what something is and how it may have affected you, then you're a lot of times able to undo some of those things yourself. You know what you're dealing with, and from that point you can kind of, you know, make some moves to untie yourself from it, or to, you know, get the bounds of it off of you. Elements of a cult. Number one, a cult will always offer hope. Lots of hope. Now, in this series, the Scientologists believe that they are creating a perfect world here on earth. Like they're an indispensable piece of creating a real livable world that doesn't have crime and where people all get along and no wars, and they think they are indispensable element to creating this world. So how appealing is that? Because no one wants war, no one wants crime, everybody wants to get along. So there's this hope and a feeling like you're a part of this really big necessary effort. And this is what kind of appeals to people, right? With the witnesses, it's not so much about right now, it's the hope of the new world. Again, you are champions of a new world. You are the people that are bringing people to this new world where, again, there's hope. There'll be no sickness, no death, none of the awful things that we have today. So it brings hope. And the more downtrodden the person, the brighter that hope shines. So it's very appealing to people. Second element, I would say, is inclusiveness. Okay, so you feel like you're part of something. You've got friends that just seem like are indispensable in your life. You're just around like-minded people and you feel like you're part of something. Human beings are very attracted to feeling like they're part of something. You know, if you think back to some of your fondest memories, a lot of times it has to do with sports teams that people played on, or things that when you are part of something. In inclusion, it really fills the soul. It feels good to be included in something. And again, the more downtrodden you are, the more appealing this is. And then the last element would be fear, right? There's fear. It's fear of losing what you're included in and the people you love. There's fear of losing your hope. There's just fear all around. Fear is a very, very compelling thing. So there's a carrot, which is hope, which is the inclusion, which is your community, and there's the stick, which is fear. So these are the controlling elements to any kind of cult. And this is why you'll notice that normally it's the people who are, with the Jehovah's Witnesses anyway, downtrodden that will listen to your message. Now, when you went out in service, in field service, it was always the poorer communities where you placed the most magazines. And there's a reason for that, because that hope sounds so wonderful to a wife that's facing abuse or facing an alcoholic husband or vice versa. You know, just people who are really downtrodden, who are poor, who are just having a hard time in life. Well, now they have a reason for this hard time that's going to end soon, because it ends right around the corner. They have a new community to associate with, which is so loving, right? I mean, if someone first comes to the meeting, they just got a whole new family if they're interested in really being a part of the witnesses. If you're not really that interested, you come around, sometimes it's not that warm. But for somebody who's there's a lot of hope for, that there'll be a a strong witness and you know, they see that, they're going to be very warm. They're going to be what you don't have on the outside world, right? If this person is in a abusive situation, they'll do anything. You know, you can stay at the houses if you need to get away. Whatever you need, they're going to be there for you. So again, you're going to be attracted to this. And then there's fear of losing it if you start to think differently, if you investigate too much. So, you know, there's always that fear. Those are the elements that keep things in control. These are the same reasons why when you went to the more affluent communities to preach, nobody listened, because their life's good. You know, life is good, and when I die, I go to heaven. What's the problem, right? So they didn't need it. It's not that appealing, right? They already have community. You know, people who live successful lives usually have like-minded people around them. They're not around things that bring them down. That's how they got up there. So they have community. They have hope if they believe in heaven. Maybe they don't believe in that. They believe this life is all there is. And for them, this life's pretty good, right? So these people just aren't prone to the same tactics. And this is the controlling elements of a cult. Now, how do you keep moving on or replace those elements in your life if you want to move forward is the question. Because, you know, I'm not here to just poke holes at something. I'm here to help you get ahead in life. I want all of you to be successful. I want you to understand your past so that you can move forward. The only thing your past is good for is to learn from. You always want to be moving forward in life, not getting stuck on the past. You want to learn, what is this? Why did I feel this way? Why am I stuck here? Well, once you start to unravel what it was in your past, you begin to move forward. Now, let's take the element of hope. How do you replace hope? Because when people walk away from the organization, one of the biggest losses is a feeling of being displaced and without hope, because you no longer believe in the new order, right? Or you don't believe in the things that they taught. So, okay, now what? Well, one of the things, because I want this to apply to everybody, regardless of your belief, regardless if you're now a Christian and believe you're going to heaven, you're atheist, agnostic, whatever. I want to appeal to all of you, regardless of my personal beliefs. Hope can be your dreams. Okay? When you got something in front of you that really motivates you, that you really want to sink your teeth into, everyone has a dream inside of them. A lot of people just lose it over time because they were so displaced from themselves, from their inner selves in the religion, that they've lost their dream. So I encourage you to find your dream, because that's your hope. When you wake up every day and are excited to do this thing that you feel is your life's purpose, this will light you up again. That's the sparkle that you see in people's eyes. It's their dreams that are sparkling, right? You look at somebody normally past 40 and those eyes are dead. It's like life's behind them. But you can bring back to life regardless of how old you are if you begin to dream. Now, instead of fear to motivate you, inspiration. Replace fear with inspiration. Read books, go to seminars, you know, do whatever appeals to you that will keep you inspired. This is what I did. I've gone to tons of seminars in my life, read tons of books, and I'm inspired every day to move toward my dream. And I encourage you to do the same thing. So there's no fear in my life. The only fear I have is of fear itself. I don't fear anything in life. You know, a few years ago, I'd be afraid to make these videos that I'm making for fear that somebody might find it. I don't fear anything anymore. I fear fear. I don't want to be fearful of anything. Instead of fear, I'm inspired in life. And then your community, you'll find that when you move toward your dream, you will begin to build your community. You will inherently find like-minded people to surround yourself with. And what's nice about this is now you get to hand choose your friends and your closest associates and have them in accordance with where you want to go in life. Okay, so now you've replaced those elements that form a cult with elements that will support your life and the things that you want. Okay, so replace those things. There's no need for fear. There's no need for acceptance that's conditional, and there's no need for fear. No need for a carrot or a stick that are used in a way to compel you to do something. Get that fuel because you're in alignment with what it is you want. Okay? There's no carrot, there's no stick. It's just your dream and the inspiration, the fuel to get there. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that this did you some good. Be well, and I will see you on the next video.